Okay.
And remember, you don't have to hold these very close.
Oh, true.
Right there is.
All right. Welcome to Backwards Bookclub. We are this thing.
You are. You marry your best friend.
Alrighty. Welcome to Backwards Book Club. We are sharing part 1 of Local Woman Missing. Now, just a little disclaimer. We're leaning more into this part 1, part 2. Still figuring it out. We're still baby brand new to social media, so bear with us. So, I haven't finished the book. I haven't read the ending, so I'm as in the dark as you guys are going to be. And I apologize if there are pieces I miss out that will be pertinent later, but we'll make up for it part 2. If you're curious about this book but don't want me to ruin the ending, this is perfect for you. If you've already read the beginning and you want to know the ending, go to part 2. If you don't want to read this book at all, watch both parts. All good reasons to be here.
Just give us views. Please.
Like, comment.
We're trying to retire.
Subscribe. Alrighty.
Smash that, what do they say? Smash that notification button. I hate when people say that. Don't tell me what to do.
Smash that heart.
Follow us.
Yeah, but also we'll tell you what to do, but you don't tell us.
And you won't get mad because it's us.
We're
lovable.
If you tell us what book you want to hear about, we will read that book.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Has anyone done that?
No.
Someone just put a book in the... As long as... But any book.
Literally any. Also, you can request who reads it.
Ooh.
That's fun.
Maybe we should share our names.
I'm Adam.
Should we tell the I'm Adam story?
No one will understand why that's
Oh,
funny.
that's a great story.
So one time in college, we were driving somewhere. Don't even remember why. I don't even feel like we were driving like recklessly or anything, but a cop started following us. And I was driving and I was like, you guys, I'm going to freaking get pulled over. Don't know why. So I just pull into this neighborhood real quick to make it look like I'm like going home. The cop follows us through the whole neighborhood. And so I'm like, you guys, I can't shake him. So I'm like, I'm just going to pull into this driveway and maybe he'll like drive off because he thinks it's our house. They didn't.
And I will say that he never flashed his lights at us, but followed us through the neighborhood into a cul-de-sac, and then stopped in the cul-de-sac
and
waited for us while we were pulled in this driveway.
Yeah. I wasn't running from a cop trying to pull me over.
We were going to speed. It was a neighborhood. We were being very safe.
Oh yeah, I knew there was a cop behind me. I did not do anything reckless. So I'm like, what do we do? Like, we're at some stranger's house, and Adam's like, oh, I'll be right back. So he goes, and you have to share this because we weren't there. We were in the car.
So I go up, and I'm just gonna, in my brain, the cop's looking at us, and I'm thinking, I'm just gonna act like I know who lives here, so that the cop will see that, oh, they're not just trying to get away from me. So I walk up to the door, no idea who lives there, knock on the door, and some guy answers, and I said, hi, my name's Adam.
So I'm Adam.
And that's like all they heard from the car. The windows are down or something. So
we heard him say that. I think that's all we heard him say is, hi, my name's Adam. And we're like...
And they started thinking that was hilarious.
Because it was.
And so I explained to the man, hey, a cop is following us.
We've done nothing wrong.
We've done nothing wrong, but he's in the cul-de-sac, and the guy looks behind me and sees a cop in the cul-de-sac. And I was like, can I just pretend that I know you? And he's like, yeah. And so then he just let me in his house. And then we shut the door, and I just stood there with him. Yeah, you remember this?
I don't remember that either.
And I just stood there in his house for a second, and we kind of looked, and then saw the cop go away. And I said, oh, thanks. And
did the cop go away?
He left the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
The cop leaves the cul-de-sac, and so I said, okay, thanks, man. And then I went back to the car. We drive to leave the cul-de-sac. The cop was waiting outside the cul-de-sac and then pulled us over for running a red light.
No, it was a stop sign, which still doesn't exist to this day.
Yeah.
Did we go check?
Yeah, it does not exist.
No stop sign was there, and he didn't give us a ticket.
Okay, I couldn't remember that either. But
he thought we were sus.
And we were. But
I mean, we were running from it.
We had just gone to Buffalo Wild Wings. I remember that.
Oh,
but we really weren't.
Buffalo Wild Wings sponsor us.
Those are the good old days. I hope he sees this. You're the real MVP. So, without further ado, let's get going on part 1 of Local Woman Missing. Okay, there are 4 mysteries that we get to solve. I assume they are solved at the end of the story. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of bouncing, a lot of back and forth. I hope you're able to stay up.
And theoretically, they're connected?
We think? Okay.
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't know how it ends.
Cut.
We have lost a member.
She's alive and well. She's putting a child to sleep.
Okay, so there are 4 mysteries we get to solve in this story.
Got it.
Also, I am confused because there's 4 mysteries, but woman, it's not woman, it's just one.
Woman.
So, curious about that. But anyway, the first mystery we get to solve is Shelby Tebow.
Got it.
She is married, just had a baby, freshly postpartum, months, 2, 3, 4 months old. Okay. Her husband,
Tim.
Maybe, probably.
Do you know who Tim Tebow is? Okay.
I was actually like, the whole time I was like, Adam's going to make a joke about that. I don't remember his name. He's obviously cheating on her.
It's not Tim.
Okay.
Tim Tebow, you're a good guy. Please sponsor us.
But here's the thing. Shelby is also cheating on him. So she kind of just allows it.
She knows. Does he know? Or she suspects?
She knows because he'll come home with like lipstick on his collar or
not even
like
trying
that.
To hide it?
Yeah, he's not very good at it. She doesn't think he knows. And she knows if and when he finds out, it's going to be like bad news bears.
Okay.
So she's very like careful to like send like a text and then delete it right after or things like that. So I don't think he knows, but I haven't finished the story, so I guess we'll find out.
Maybe he does.
So she goes for a run late at night after the final feeding and baby has gone to bed.
To get her heart rate up.
And Tim, husband,
we'll call him Tim.
He is like, is that a good idea? Like, it's kind of late. And she's like, well, you're at work all day. I have this baby. Like, this is the only time I can do it. So,
I have running needs, she says.
So she goes to rendezvous, right? She actually is on foot to make it look believable and then texts her guy, hey, I'm on my way. And as she's like walking, there's a car coming up.
Picks her up?
Cutscene. We don't know what happens.
Oh.
Okay.
Also, like, how long's your run? Like, are you in good shape? Because
she didn't actually go for a run.
Well, I know, but if she's going to make him believe she's going on a run?
Oh, because she's going to be gone a long time.
You'd assume, but I mean, unless it's just bada bing, bada boom.
7 minutes.
Yeah, like, I can't run for 7 minutes.
Yeah, I guess.
I would not get away with that. That would not be my out. Hey, Kayla, I'm going to go for a run. Wouldn't work.
This is very valid.
Anyway.
I mean, she doesn't come back for a long time, so he obviously starts suspecting something. But anyway, we don't really know what happens. That's mystery number 1. But we do know she goes missing. Okay?
Okay.
So, kidnapped, what? We don't know. This was 11 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, so then we cut to now.
Okay.
And now we're in Delilah's perspective.
What was the first girl's name?
Shelby.
Shelby, and now Delilah.
And now we're in Delilah's. Okay?
Okay.
She was kidnapped when she was 6. She's now 17.
Oh.
So she's been captured for
11 years.
11 years. That's why it was 11 years ago now. She's locked in a basement with no windows, no doors, never sees light, does not know the difference between day and night. All there is a toilet. It's an unfinished basement.
This has been her whole 11 years?
Mm-hmm. Cold. I mean, there's critters down there with her.
Ew, I hate rodents.
I know, right? A few years ago, but she doesn't know how long because she has no concept of time. Another child was kidnapped named Gus.
Gus. Put in the same basement?
Put in the same basement. Okay, so that's mystery number. So Delilah's mystery number 2. Gus is mystery number 3. Okay. How were these kids kidnapped? Why were they kidnapped?
Don't know where the house is or the basement is.
Exactly. Delilah has been there for 11 years.
Hot minute.
And
how old's Gus, does it say?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Younger than Delilah, but we don't know how much younger. And they're very much like neglected, mistreated. Like they're given food every once in a while and it's just mush. Who even knows what's in that?
Who are these people?
I know. It's nasty, but she eats it. 1, out of necessity, but 2, if they don't eat the food, bad news bears. Like the lady's like, you're so ungrateful, and there's always repercussions, right? Repercussions?
Yeah.
Repercussions.
I said
I do too. That's why I was like, what? Who am I?
How do you say, so if I was causing mischief, I would be...
Mischievous.
Okay, yeah. I used to always say mischievous until like a couple years ago at work, someone was like, it's not mischievous, it's mischievous.
But also like...
Why my whole life I would say mischievous? When it's very clearly spelled mischievous.
I would use both.
I only say mischievous now. Anyway.
Mischievous. Like he's being mischievous.
Right, but it's not. It's just like it's not spelled that way. Like somewhere. Anyway.
Let's take a poll.
Mischievous or mischievous?
When we do our poll, it's going to be spelled the exact same way, so people aren't going to know how to vote.
Just put like 3 E's in the middle of it. Mischievous.
Okay, so there's also a spoon, and she pockets the spoon. And she's hoping that the lady forgets that about this spoon. Okay, so when she puts the dog bowl right back up at the top of the stairs.
Is it a dog bowl?
I know.
Oh,
I mean, is it even cleaned? Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, so perfect. Everything goes to plan. They grab the dog bowl, forget about the spoon. So now Delilah has the spoon that she's sharpening on the toilet, like inside the bowl.
Whoa.
I know.
Some prison shit.
Exactly. She's
Pardon my
making
language.
She's making like a little shank. Okay. So one day while she's like sharpening her spoon, the lady says something.
Spooky.
And this is an intense part of the story. Like my heart was beating. Delilah doesn't respond right away because she's like, oh crap, am I caught? And then she has to put like the lid back on the toilet and then run to the bottom of the stairs. So the lady's like, what were you doing? And Delilah's like, oh, sorry, I was asleep. Now here's the thing. She has to say, ma'am, anytime she's talking to the lady. And Delilah forgets.
I was asleep.
Exactly. Takes away the food and they're just like left without food, neglected for a while. Okay. The man is a little bit more tender than the lady, just a little bit. Will sometimes bring them a blanket, but then take it away later. Sometimes bring them little sweets, a little bit,
more, but still like, an awful human.
Exactly. And Delilah's like convinced the only reason why they ever get food is because of the man. If it was up to the lady, she wouldn't even feed them. Which, what's your goal? Like, why are you like?
You kidnapped a child to kill her.
Exactly. Like, if you're not going to feed her, she's going to die. Yeah. So
your kidnapping was pointless, my friend.
Exactly. Anyway, so a few days have gone by, and the man with his more tender heart comes down with some candy. Okay.
Is it laced with poison and Gus dies?
No.
Oh, why do I go so dark?
Yeah, I was wondering. No. So Delilah has the spoon. Remember? So she attacks the guy.
The guy?
Yep. Okay.
He's the nice guy. He's not nice.
But how is she going to escape otherwise? Because the door's open.
Fair.
But it's a spoon sharpened, so it does damage, but not anything lasting.
She cut his throat, or?
Yeah. So she attacks him, and then it's like, come on, Gus, we got to go. And they just start running. And obviously, it doesn't take long before the man starts following them, making noise, alerts the lady. So everyone's aware. So they're running out of the house. They don't get very far before they start following them. Your face is killing me. This is an intense part of the story.
I see some crazy. Let me tell you how I picture it in my brain.
Please.
And please, in the comments below, tell us how you picture this lady. I don't know why, but I picture pioneer-y.
Okay.
So like long, like a dress.
I kind of did too.
With like an apron.
I kind of did.
Did you?
I picture like it's in Oklahoma, and that's just what they wear.
Like I picture her hair kind of up in a bun, kind of like a masculine woman.
I wasn't picturing bun. I was picturing just like poofy, like.
I could get on board with that too. Like, and then just like kind of like a not jacked, but like kind of like a stronger lady.
She's like, yeah,
wearing an apron, and then like some like military boot type things. So when I see her running or chasing the kids, I just see this aproned, booted woman.
And the guy is super skinny, is how I picture it.
Okay, I didn't give much thought to him yet.
But. Okay. Okay, so they're running, and Delilah has no idea where they are, no idea what direction. She's just running. She doesn't have shoes on, so you imagine.
Gus is with her.
Okay. Gus is with her. Well, at one point, Lila trips. She separates from Gus and just keeps running and is hoping Gus is following. And she sees a house, but she doesn't think she can trust the people because who even knows who lives in these neighborhoods? Yeah. But she sees a shed in the backyard, so she runs to the shed, and it's locked. But she's able to like open it like enough that she can crawl through, and Gus is not with her. So she just goes and hides. Shortly after, the man comes.
To the shed?
Mm-hmm. And is looking for her, shining his light in, trying to find her, and then he gets in the shed too. I know. Okay,
here's my only issue with this. Like, you could have, unless you're following tracks and it's muddy outside or something like that, but like you could have searched anywhere. She is in a locked shed.
He heard noise though.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is raining and muddy.
Okay, fair. Delilah, you got to be smarter.
What choice did she have?
And she's lived in a basement her whole life.
And she has a kindergarten education.
Yeah.
Like, she was kidnapped when she was 6, okay?
Good job. Way to go, Delilah. Sorry I gave you crap.
And great job escaping.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
And protecting Gus all these years.
And also, hope Gus is okay.
Yeah. So she's just hiding, but he gets in. She knows he doesn't know where she is because he's like, come out, wherever you are, kind of stuff, right?
Ew. Does he say that?
She knows. It's maybe not those exact words, but basically, yeah.
I hate him. Okay. I don't care if he gives candy.
So she's like, I just have to stay here and hope he doesn't find me. So then he starts knocking things over, hoping it will like startle her because he just feels like she's in here. And the lady's like, knock it off. You're being too loud. And he goes, well, she's not in here anyway. And then leaves.
Okay.
Because she didn't startle when he made the noise, which good job. Delilah makes a comment like, all good on your end, something like that, kind of vague. And the lady goes, yep, it's taken care of. So Delilah's like, crap.
What happened to Gus? Oh.
Okay. So then they're like, okay, I'll go this way, you go that way. And then they disperse. But Delilah's like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm going to stay here for the night.
Yeah.
When the sun comes up, she leaves the shed and she, again, doesn't know who she can trust. So she's not going to go to this house, doesn't know which direction the house is. So she just starts walking. And she meets this lady. And the lady can obviously tell that she doesn't have any shoes on. It's all bloody and
super malnourished.
Super malnourished. Her, she probably stinks. Her clothing is super ratted. She has bald spots in her hair. So the lady can obviously tell,
something wrong here.
You need help, right? And so the lady's like, hey, can I call your mom and dad? Do you know where you live? And Delilah's like, no, don't know their number. Don't know where they live. She remembers it's a blue house, but that's all she knows.
Yeah.
And so then the lady's like, okay, well, what's your name? And she tells her, my name's Delilah. And everybody knows Delilah is a 6-year-old who went missing 11 years ago.
No
so the lady's
way.
Like,
you're Delilah?
Oh my gosh, right? So that's that.
Okay.
So now the story bounces from 3 different perspectives. And it's a little confusing.
Okay.
But I'm hoping I can piece together just a little bit of the information.
3 meaning Shelby, Delilah, and Gus.
You would think, but no. One perspective is from Meredith's perspective.
Okay.
And this is 11 years ago, March to May-ish timeframe.
11 years ago. So when Delilah went missing, when Shelby was cheating.
Yep.
Got it.
Meredith is Delilah's mom, who went missing at the same time as Delilah.
Shame. Rough day for that family.
Yeah. The other perspective is Leo. That's present day perspective. Leo is Delilah's younger brother.
Okay.
And then the third perspective is Kate. Kate is the neighbor of the Dickies, which is the Meredith Leo family. And this is also 11 years ago, but it's May.
Okay.
So Meredith is a little bit of a time frame. Hers is May. After Meredith goes missing is when we hear Kate. So yeah, that's mystery number 4, Meredith.
And Meredith is Delilah's mom.
Meredith, yeah. A lot of the story is just the background, the build up to the day they go missing or what happens after they go missing. And right now we're just getting little bits and nuggets of information because this is just part 1. So I'll start with Leo.
Okay.
Leo, again, is the younger brother.
Of Delilah.
He was 4 when his mom and sister go missing.
So present day is now 15.
Yes.
Okay. So Delilah goes back to the family then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They go to the cops. The cops call the family. They reunify. But it's not super seamless because, she's used to sleeping in the basement. So the first night there, the dad's like, hey, well, here's your bedroom. And it's still decorated for a 6-year-old. And he's like, here's some pajamas, just old clothes you can borrow. And then in the middle of the night, the dad's freaking out because Delilah's gone. Well, they find her in the unfinished basement because that's where she prefers to sleep, but it freaks him out, calls the cops, right?
That's so sad.
It is super heartbreaking. Delilah kind of talks like a redneck because, again, she has
these heathen, not that, cut that out.
But also,
I don't want to associate rednecks with heathens.
Oh, yeah. But no, I think it's more because she was kidnapped when she was 6. She probably didn't learn perfect language, and so she kind of just
Yeah, whatever she heard was how she learned. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Delilah's super untrusting, as she should be. Like, she's like, okay, this is my dad and my brother. She doesn't remember her brother hardly at all. Didn't even remember his name. She remembers she had a dad, but knows nothing about her dad. And so it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
He's not super well accepted. I mean, he kind of was given a bad hand at life.
Yeah.
Everyone knows his sister's missing. Everyone
And
knows his mom is missing. But he does drop the nugget that she is dead, that they found her dead from self-harm.
Oh, Meredith?
We don't know how, we don't know why. He just dropped that in like casually. And they're very eager to find out from Delilah what happened, because Delilah was the only one with her at the time.
Oh.
But also, Delilah was 6 when she was kidnapped. Her memories are not super, like, I don't remember a ton from when I was 6.
Yeah.
So that's basically all we know about Leo.
Okay.
And about present day situation. The Meredith and Kate perspective are a little bit muddied because it's all the same time frame. The Leo is very opposite because it's the now.
Uh-huh.
Both perspectives are 11 years ago. So this I'm going to kind of tell all at once.
Okay, that's fine.
And hopefully it doesn't get too muddied. But we do know that Delilah and Meredith go missing one day. Josh goes to pick up his kids from the daycare, and it's just Leo there. And the daycare lady's like, oh yeah, Meredith called and said Delilah's sick, so she kept her home. And so then Josh is like, oh, dang it, like that sucks. And goes,
Josh is the dad. Okay.
So then Josh goes home to an empty house. And that's when he's a little bit like, where's my family?
And
right?
He doesn't know, did Meredith take Delilah?
All the speculation.
But why wouldn't Meredith take both her kiddos if it was like whatever, a bad situation? And it doesn't seem to be, because Leo grew up just fine. Like,
well, and I should also note that Delilah's in kindergarten, so she goes to school and then goes to daycare.
Okay.
So like drop off, she just drops off Leo and then takes Delilah to school. So drop off wise, that it makes sense why they weren't together.
Sure.
And like Leo's like, yeah, I'm at work all day. Like I don't always check in with Meredith. So like it's not unusual that he didn't know about Delilah, but it is also kind of like, oh, like my child was sick. Why didn't she tell me? Like there's a lot of questions, right? He goes home freaking out. Where's my family? Goes to the next door neighbor named Kate. Kate is partners with Beatrice and is like, hey, have you seen my family? Freaking out. They decide they better call the cops. The cops are basically like, there's nothing we can do. So they orchestrate their own search
and rescue type thing.
Yeah. And Kate and Beatrice go and like canvass the neighborhood. Is that the word to use?
Yeah, like go and look and hang up stuff.
Well, and they're like knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Is that canvassing?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, most people don't have any information because it's been raining a lot. And so a lot of people have just been cooped up inside. And they go a few blocks down to Tim Tebow's house. His name's not Tim.
But we're calling him Tim.
But we're calling him Tim. Now, 10 days prior, Shelby had gone missing.
Whoa.
And now Meredith is missing. So it's a little like...
Why is everyone popping off missing? Why is it this
And why is it one woman? Why isn't it women?
Delilah.
Okay. So they go to his house. And obviously it's like a touchy subject to be like, hey, I know your wife has been missing for 10 days. Well, there's another missing woman. Have you seen this woman? Do you know anything about her? And Tim tells us that Meredith was Shelby's doula. Okay, which we knew she was a doula from Meredith's perspective. We'll get to Meredith's perspective in a minute.
Okay.
So this is the first time we realize those two are connected somehow. So they were like, oh, they know each other. And so they're like trying to just gain any information because they're trying to find Meredith.
Right.
And Tim, we really got to figure out his name. I don't know.
Tim it is.
Tim reveals that Shelby doesn't have any enemies except her OB.
Really?
Her OB should have opted for a C-section, but chose not to and gave birth by force using what's it called where you like put it around the head?
It's like suction them out or clamp them out.
And so now the child has brain damage.
And
Okay. So
how old is this baby?
like 4 months.
Okay.
Sometimes it's cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy.
That one. Sometimes it's seizures. Like, we don't know how it's going to affect this child long term, but there was damage. Okay. And so now the Tebows are suing the OB for malpractice.
Got it.
Mistreatment. Okay. And Meredith is to testify in the trial.
Wow.
Okay. So we're a little questioning.
And Meredith and Shelbsters go missing?
Mm-hmm.
Not looking so good for you, OB.
So we're a little bit questioning this OB. Yep.
Okay.
And this OB just has this reputation of not being super stellar of an OB. And the only reason why Shelby went with him is because they just moved to the area and she was already pregnant. And so she was like, hey, I need an OB. They had an opening. Here we are. Okay. Kate takes it upon herself to investigate this OB a little bit and makes an appointment for herself to meet with this OB.
Old Kate.
I know. And she's like, hey, I'm pregnant. I need an appointment with an OB and I'm a new patient. So then fake pregnant because there's no way for her to get pregnant. She's dating a woman. Okay? Yeah. So she goes to the appointment and is hoping that he just writes it off as like a chemical pregnancy. But he's a little bit more invasive. Like, he's like, oh, we better do a pelvic exam. Like, she was hoping that, like, they did a urine test and then was like, oh, sorry, you're not pregnant. Bye. But he doesn't stop there. Okay.
Wow.
So she is a little bit like, yeah, like, this OB might be a little
bad news bears.
Sketch. That's as far as I've read with Kate's perspective.
Okay.
Okay. Meredith's perspective, we don't learn a lot. But we do know she's a doula. We do know she takes Shelby on as a client. We find out that Shelby's scared of her husband.
Yeah.
Meredith is super worried about Shelby, but there's nothing she can really do. And Meredith is super freaked out because she keeps getting threatening texts.
Really?
From an unknown number. I know what you did. Rotten hell. And she knows it's for her because it'll say like rotten hell Meredith or things like that. And she has no idea where this is coming from, who it's coming from. She often goes to deliveries late at night because, surprise, surprise, babies don't come during business hours.
Weird. Yeah.
And she often has to go to like not the greatest parts of town because it just depends what hospital they're delivering at. And so there are times after deliveries that she's like, I feel like someone's watching me. Like, she's just super paranoid about something.
Okay.
And that is as far as I've gone.
Okay. So we don't know any more about Shelby then. No. Other than so to me, so just my opinion on the first 60%, like, Shelby is the mystery to me right now, right? Because, like, and Meredith, I guess, but if it alludes to Meredith dying.
Pause. There is a part I forgot to mention.
Okay.
They do find a body, and it ends up being Shelby's body. Good reaction. And
not Meredith's?
And it's wrapped in a blanket. And it's a little like, why would they take the time to like wrap her in a blanket if they're just going to bury her?
Now we know that Shelby has died.
Shelby is for sure dead.
It's been alluded to that Meredith is dead by Leo.
Delilah's alive. Gus is now kidnapped again.
And Gus, we don't. We assume Gus is kidnapped, or we know.
Well, they allude to it. Yeah.
Okay.
But Gus is never mentioned again. Okay. So yes, I agree. Shelby's a huge question mark. But also, what happened with Meredith and Delilah, and why are they separated? Like, if something happened together, how did Delilah get kidnapped? And then did the couple off?
Yeah, and who's that couple?
So I guess there's 5 mysteries. Who's that couple?
Who'd that couple be? Wow.
Yeah, okay. A lot of questions.
Dang. Justice for Gus.
I know. Justice for all of them.
Yeah, a lot of death.
And a lot of cheating.
And a lot of kidnapping.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
The thing I did learn from this story is hire a freaking doula. They are the best. Okay. Any questions?
Part 2 next time.
Next Monday. See you then.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
And comment. Share. Give us a review. And give us books to read. Yeah, we want to know what you want to hear.
Especially me. Not because I'm good at storytelling, because I don't know what to read.
I think you are good at storytelling, though.
Thanks. All right, bye.